Have you ever wondered why some men seem to leave a permanent mark on a woman's heart, while others, despite their looks or wealth, vanish from her memory like smoke? You're not here by accident. You clicked for the thumbnail, but what you're about to hear could flip your whole understanding of love upside down. Keep watching until the end, because once we hit the 1-minute mark, you won't just see women differently. You'll feel the truth deep in your bones. Brace yourself, because what if I told you everything you've been taught about love is a lie? You've heard it 1,000 times. Be the nice guy, the rich guy, the handsome guy, and she'll fall for you. But reality, it's far more raw, far more primal. Women don't fall in love with you, they fall in love with how you make them feel, not your face, not your wallet, not even your personality, something deeper. Something emotional, something you can't fake. And if you don't understand this primal trigger, love will always feel like a puzzle with missing pieces. But if you stay with me till the end of this video, you won't just understand how women think. You'll know how to ignite an emotional fire that she'll never forget. Let's dive in. Sign number 1. Women don't love you. They love how you make them feel. Here's a truth that 99% of men will never accept. Women don't actually fall in love with you. They fall in love with the experience of being around you. You might have the looks, the status, the suits, but if you don't spark something inside her, an electric feeling, a surge of emotion, you're gone from her mind before the night ends. Psychologists call this emotional imprinting. It's why a woman can meet 2 men in a single day. One man says everything right, polite, smooth, logical, but boring. The other, he teases her, challenges her, makes her laugh until her stomach hurts. Guess who she dreams about that night? It's not about fairness, it's about feeling. You might be the loyal man, the better choice, but she'll always crave the man who made her feel alive, and that's where most men go wrong. They chase her with gifts, achievements, long texts. They try to prove their worth. But the men who leave a permanent mark on a woman's soul, they create an emotional roller coaster, a dance of tension and release, of mystery and vulnerability, of challenge and comfort. Have you ever wondered why women go back to their exes, even when they swore they were done? It's rarely about the man. It's about how he made her feel. So now you understand, it's not about who you are, it's about how you make her feel. But there's a crucial twist to this emotional game, because even the most powerful feeling can fade if you chase her. Sign 2. The more you chase, the less she feels. Let me ask you something honest. Have you ever sent a text and then stared at your phone for hours, waiting, refreshing the screen over and over? That slow, gnawing anxiety creeping in. Is she losing interest? Did I say something wrong? Why is she taking so long to reply? Now pause. Flip the situation. Have you ever had someone who was too available for you? Someone who replied the second you hit send? Someone who said yes to everything you asked? Who never left you wondering, how did that make you feel? Exactly. It was predictable, boring, even a little desperate. And that's exactly how she feels when you chase her too hard. You see, women are wired for anticipation. A woman's emotional attraction thrives on tension, the suspense, the not knowing, the mystery. A man who is always available, always texting, always saying yes, he doesn't create that tension. He gives her certainty, and certainty is the death of curiosity. Here's a brutal truth. When you chase, you kill the attraction, because the second she knows she has you, her brain starts to relax. And when her brain relaxes, so does her emotional investment. Attraction fades. Why? Because we don't desire what we've already secured. We crave what feels just out of reach, what we might lose. It's basic human psychology. That's why high-value men don't chase. They lead. They stay grounded in their purpose. and they allow women to come to them. And when she does come to him, he doesn't pour it all out. He doesn't give her his heart on a silver platter. He creates mystery. He makes her wonder, because the moment she stops wondering about you is the moment she starts forgetting you. Sign 3. Women don't want a nice guy. They want an unshakable man. Let's address a modern epidemic, the nice guy syndrome. Women say they want a nice guy, but what they really mean is they want a man who's kind, yet powerful, compassionate, but never weak. Too many men get this twisted. They think being nice means agreeing with everything she says, never disagreeing, never taking the lead, never saying no, never standing up for themselves. But let me ask you this. Would you respect a man who never challenges you? Would you trust a leader who always bends to pressure? Of course not, because deep down, we're all drawn to strength. And for women, that strength isn't about muscles, it's about emotional resilience. She wants a man who doesn't flinch under pressure, a man who doesn't beg for her approval, a man who can walk away from anyone, even her, if it means staying true to himself. That's why women are obsessed with stoic men. A stoic man doesn't react to drama. He stays calm in chaos. He doesn't argue or plead. He stands still, like a mountain, and when she tests him, because trust me, she will, he doesn't fold like cheap paper. She doesn't want another therapist. She doesn't need another friend. She needs a man who stands firm, while the world around her trembles. We just explored how perception, not logic, governs attraction. But what shapes that perception? What makes her fall for someone who may not even match reality? Here's the uncomfortable truth. Sign 4. Love is a game of perception, not reality. She's not falling in love with you. She's falling in love with the story she's written about you in her mind. Yes, really. Psychologists call this phenomenon cognitive projection, the brain's tendency to project its own emotions, expectations, and desires onto others. So when a woman meets you, she's not experiencing you objectively. She's seeing you through her personal lens, a filter shaped by her past relationships, her hidden insecurities, her deepest fantasies, and the beliefs buried deep in her subconscious. And that, my friend, is why a woman can go from being madly in love to suddenly cold, distant, and uninterested, almost overnight. It's not because you drastically changed, it's because her perception of you changed. And in relationships, perception is everything. Let's make it crystal clear. Have you ever heard a woman gush about a man she's obsessed with? He's so mysterious. He just gets me. I can't stop thinking about him. But now, imagine that same man in a different context. Let's say he suddenly becomes too available. He texts constantly. He stops being surprising. He becomes predictable and even needy. Suddenly she starts saying, "He's kind of boring now. I don't know, something just feels off. I feel like I've outgrown him." But here's the shocking part. The man didn't change, only the frame did. That's how fragile perception is. A woman's feelings are not based on logic, they're based on the emotional narrative in her mind, the story she tells herself about who you are. And this is where most men unknowingly fail. They let the story develop on its own, randomly. They don't take the lead in shaping how she sees them. They let her project, assume, and build a version of him, unchecked. Worse, once she mentally places you in the safe, predictable, or nice guy box, you're no longer stimulating her emotions. You become background noise. So how do you fix this? How do you shape perception in your favor? Simple. You become the source of emotional contrast. Unpredictability equals fascination. If she always knows what you'll say or do next, her brain switches off. The mystery is gone. But when you keep her guessing, when you're sometimes bold, sometimes quiet, she stays intrigued. She stays hooked. Emotional highs and lows equals deep emotional imprint. Think about music. The best songs aren't flat. They rise, fall, explode, and soothe. Women bond through emotion, not routine. If all she ever feels is comfort with you, no thrill, no challenge, no spark, you fade into the background. Scarcity, equal value. If you're always available, always texting first, always bending to her, your presence loses its power. But if she has to earn your time, if she wonders what's on your mind, you become precious. The truth is, women rarely stay with the most logical option. They stay with the one who keeps their mind engaged. So if you shape how she perceives you, you shape how she attaches to you, and ultimately how she loves you. Now that you understand how perception shapes her love for you, there's one final element that glues everything together. It's not mystery, it's not status, it's not even looks. It's safety, the kind that reaches into her subconscious and tells her, I can let go. I'm safe here. Sign 5. If she feels safe, she'll never leave. It doesn't matter how deeply she says she loves you. She stays because she feels safe. And no, we're not just talking about physical safety. That's expected, that's basic. What we're talking about is something far more subtle, emotional safety. The deep, often unconscious feeling that when she's with you, she's protected, not just from the world outside, but also from the storms inside herself. Because here's the truth. Women are emotionally fluid by nature. Their emotional state shifts like ocean tides. One day she's wildly affectionate, laughing, passionate, obsessed, and the next, she might be quiet, uncertain, distant. Is she manipulating you? No, it's biology. Her brain processes emotion differently than yours. That's why in a world where everything inside her is shifting, the one thing she desires more than anything is a man who doesn't shift with it. She doesn't want someone who rides her emotional waves. She wants a rock, something still, firm, grounded. And this is where true Stoicism becomes magnetic. See, most men misunderstand Stoic strength. They think being emotionally strong means being cold, robotic, or detached, but they're wrong. The strongest men are not emotionless. They're consistent. They don't crack under pressure. They don't explode when something goes wrong. And most importantly, they don't let her emotions control their emotions. Because when she's having a breakdown, when she's spinning in emotional chaos, she doesn't need someone who freaks out or breaks down with her. She needs a man who holds the line. Think of the most attractive men in history, the ones women chased, wrote love letters to, never stopped thinking about. They weren't just rich or good-looking. They had a presence, a calming, steady energy, a sense of grace under fire, a power that said, no matter what happens, I'm solid. That's what makes a woman stay. That's what earns her loyalty. Now here's the part where most men mess up. When a woman gets emotional, they panic. Some try to fix her feelings. They offer solutions, logic, reasons. And that makes her feel misunderstood, like her emotions are problems to be solved, not experiences to be felt. Others get emotional right back. They raise their voice. They take it personally. They become reactive, and suddenly, she's not only managing her storm, but also yours. Both reactions kill attraction. The right move? Stay calm. Stay present. Stay grounded. If she's testing you, emotional, irrational, don't panic. Don't retreat. Don't fight back. Stand tall. Hold your frame. Remain composed. This doesn't mean you tolerate disrespect. It means you show her, through your actions, that no matter what storm she brings, you are the one constant she can trust. And when a woman feels that, she won't just love you. She won't just desire you, she'll never want to leave, because at the end of the day, the women who stay loyal, who stay in love, aren't the ones who were most impressed. They're the ones who felt most safe. So now you know, it's never been about being the richest man, or the most handsome, or even the nicest guy. It's about how you make her feel. It's about being calm in her storm. It's about standing firm while everyone else falls apart. This is the path of a stoic man, unshakable, focused, desired, because he never chases. Remember this: if you have to beg for love, it's not real. If you have to explain your worth, they were never ready for it. And if you walk like a king, you'll never need to tell them you are one. You are the frame. You are the calm. You are the standard. So don't just watch this video, live it. Start today. Silence the noise. Hold your ground. And let them feel what true power looks like. In stillness. If this message struck something inside you, don't just sit there. Like, comment, subscribe, and join the brotherhood of men who lead, not chase. This is Bright Stoicism, where men don't follow emotions, they master them. Until next time, stay focused. Stay sharp, stay stoic.